We started it all. The first one you love's the hardest you fall.
짝사랑을 한 적이 있었습니다. 그녀를 바라보면 이 심장이 멈추. 전방 5m 내로 들어오면 얼굴이 막 저절로 붉어졌었어요. 완전 센서같이 그런 기억이 있습니다.
그러니까 제가 하고 싶은 말은 그냥 고맙다고요. 그냥 되게 예전부터 이야기하고 싶었는데 되게 사실 되게 말이 어려워요. 되게 사랑한다는 말이 되게 진짜 사랑해요. 사랑해. 듣고 이야기를 하자고요. 진짜 사랑하는 사람한테 사랑한다고 표현하기 굉장히 어려운 거거든요. 사랑해요. 여러분들 부모님한테 매일 아침 나오면 사랑합니다 이야기합니까? 굉장히 많은 분들이 하시네요. 네. 그래서 되게 진짜 사랑하는 사람들한테 되게 사랑한다고 이야기하고 싶었어요. 진짜 사랑해요. 제가 표현을 되게 못해요. 표현을 굉장히 못해가지고 많은 분들이 되게 오해하시는데 항상 너무 감사드리고 너무너무 고맙고 이런 거를 참 표현 못할 때 아쉽긴 해요. 근데 정말 너무너무 사랑하고 너무너무 감사드립니다.
Vanessa Van Edwards. You say there are a lot of non-verbal cues when it comes to love.
Of course, because research has found that 60 to 93% of our communication is nonverbal. But in love, it can even be 100%, like the flirty glance across the room or a smile in a bar. That's all your communication across a crowded room or signaling to someone is nonverbal.
And when I've seen or heard about people being attracted, they say they look at somebody and they smile and then they...
It's instant.
Yeah.
And that's all nonverbal. So there are 3 stages of love. Lust, which is that physical attraction stage. Desire, exactly. When you're sussing out, could this person be a potential mate for me? Then there's attraction. And that's when we slowly start to build that connection. That first little bit where you're thinking, do I want to commit to this person? Do I want a long-term relationship? And then there's attachment, where you feel like you're in a committed, solid relationship with someone. There are body language cues for all 3 stages. Lust, there's a universal nonverbal cue for lust. And it is across cultures, across races, and both sexes do it. It is the eyebrow raise. Across cultures, for both men and women, the eyebrow raise is a signal of interest, curiosity, and engagement.
Oh, that is
So you can do it as a question.
Right.
Are you interested? Or you can also do it as a way to show curiosity or engagement or to return curiosity or engagement. Men, when they're in lust, they will typically expand. So they try to, it's called peacocking. So when a woman comes to a bar, and you'll notice that men will sort of puff out their chest, they'll make their shoulders nice and wide. It's because they're trying to say, I would be a good, strong mate for you. Again. Again, totally subconscious, but those are 2 cues you can look out for to see if someone's into you.
When you toss your head back and laugh, that's a good one too, right?
And yes, because it releases pheromones. So whenever anyone exposes their necks, we have a lot of pheromones in our neck. And so when you toss the hair back and you laugh, it makes you look carefree, but it also exposes those pheromones in the neck.
You also talk about men using protective gestures.
Yes, so one thing that men want to do with someone that matters to them, someone that they care for, is they might drape their arm around a woman, they might give them their coat. That actually brings us nicely into attraction. So lust, then attraction. Okay. So what we do when we're engaged with someone, when we want to build that relationship, is it's like our body is oriented towards them. You will notice that people will point their toes and their torso in the direction of the person that they're most into. Even across the room, when we are building that attraction with someone, we cannot help but orient our bodies towards them.
Toward them. That is
And then we try to, of course, close the distance. So in that beginning part of the relationship, if you're in that part of the relationship, you have people they'll lean across the table towards you to try to close the distance. They'll reach out and touch your forearm or touch your lower back.
Right.
It's because they're literally trying to close the gap. So attachment, this is when you have that solid, loving, long-term relationship. And there's a couple things that mark an attached relationship. Mirroring. So have you ever seen a couple together and it looks like they're in the exact same body language across the table?
Yeah.
We do that naturally necessarily when we're really happy to be with someone. It's a way that we build empathy. So you'll notice that couples who've been together for a long time, not only do they tend to sit alike, they tend to think alike, they make the same gestures, but even their wrinkle patterns tend to be the same. It's also couples will sometimes tend to look like each other because they even use the same gestures in their face.
You know, it's funny, I was like, okay, that couple really likes each other,
Yes.
and they've been together forever, and they walk the same way, and they
walk,
move
they
the same
laugh
way.
the same way.
Yeah.
They're literally on the same page. So
Right.
mirroring is one, and the last one is touch. And touch is incredibly important for connection because it releases a hormone called oxytocin. So oxytocin is nicknamed the cuddle hormone because when we cuddle, when we're getting that physical touch with someone, it releases that, you know, that warm and fuzzy feeling you get?
Right.
Oxytocin is the chemical behind that feeling. It actually is released in our brain to go, this person is for you. They are your mate. And so whenever there is holding hands more, so couples who've been together for a long time, they have very high comfort levels. Holding hands, draping their arm around each other, that's because that's a physical sign of that attachment.